everyone, so welcome to today's video. As you can tell from the title, we are talking about mineral makeup today. I have been asked by a lovely subscriber to do a video for non-believers in minerals, and you guys, if you've watched my videos since the beginning of the year, or kind of like February, March, I believe it was February, maybe even March, that I started using the Bare Minerals. And I used to use Bare Minerals 10 plus years ago when I first started shopping at Ulta, and I remember at the time I was working at Ulta, and I remember hating the foundation. I didn't know why people loved it so much, and Ulta was selling it all the time, and I just didn't see what was so great about it, and I just wasn't using it correctly. Personally, with my skin, I wasn't applying it very well, and when I decided to switch to minerals, it was in the beginning of the year because I had gotten some acne, and the type of acne that I do get is cystic acne, and I had gotten some breakouts that started around the Christmas holiday, and then it sort of carried into the new year, and I thought my skin is going back to the way it used to be, breaking out with cystic acne bumps all over the place. I made changes with my diet because I thought it may have a link to eating dairy, because I had a lot of dairy consumption over the holidays, and I just was eating not very well. So I thought maybe it had something to do with what I was eating. So I did that for a little while. My skin sort of cleared up. I was using some skincare products. And then I realized that even still to this day that I eat dairy, it's fine, because I've experimented with being a vegan, and then ultimately I am happiest as a vegetarian because I love cheese. So I thought, maybe I could do some changes with my diet. So right now I'm not like in any specific category as far as what I'm eating. I just am focusing more on making better choices and eating as healthy as I can. So that's a separate sort of thing. But with the minerals, I decided that I was going to start looking into the ingredients that I was putting onto my skin. And I'm sitting here with nothing on my skin. I know lighting does play a big role in how this looks on camera. But personally, in person, I don't have actual active acne breakouts. I do have some scarring and some marks left behind from previous breakouts. Sometimes I get little redness and spots around my chin. But in general, I haven't had a cystic acne breakout in a very long time. I'm talking several months. So for me to go that amount of time with no breakouts, it's crazy, and it's like freaking awesome. So I started looking into ingredients and realizing that a lot of liquid foundations and cream foundations have a lot of not so great ingredients for the skin. And if it's on the skin for such a long time, an entire day, some people wear their makeup for more than 8 hours, 10, 12 hours. Some people sleep in it, and it's not really a good thing to do that. But when you're putting on makeup, sometimes these ingredients can actually cause us to have sensitive skin. It can sensitize the skin. It can cause you to have acne. It can cause blackheads and clogged pores. So if you're already prone to those types of things, it's not going to get better unless you have really good skincare and, again, looking at the ingredients. So that's kind of where my whole sort of search for minerals came about several months back. And I decided to try Bare Minerals because it's one of the more readily available mineral brands locally. There is the Jane Iredale, which I've seen at dermatologist offices. That I have to go search out for a spa that has it, or like a dermatologist office that sells it, so that I can get matched and stuff. So I do want to try that brand as well. But Bare Minerals can be purchased online, can be purchased at Sephora, can be purchased at Ulta as well. And I've been really happy with it. And I've talked about the minerals, and like I said before, I've talked this into the ground, but truly, I really have enjoyed the way it's made my skin look. It feels like I'm wearing nothing on my skin. It's not making me feel weird or making my skin feel itchy. It's not making my skin break out. It's not causing me to have more oil. It's just something that's a little bit better for the skin, and that's what I'm all about. And I'm also embracing my natural skin and doing more makeup-free days. And I feel more comfortable in my skin now than I ever was before. And I know some of you have shared with me about using the minerals, and sort of through my videos, it inspired you to try them again, and you realize how wonderful they are. Or some of you have shared that you only use minerals because that is the only way you can have clear skin, because anytime you use a liquid or any other type of foundation product, it starts causing acne. And I'm right there with you guys. So I do have a liquid foundation that I've been using recently, and it is from Bare Minerals. They recently came out with the Bare Pro. Performance Liquid Foundation, and I wear the shade Aspen 04 for any of you who are similar to my skin tone. This is almost an exact perfect match for my skin. This is the only liquid that I have besides the Clinique Even Better Foundation, which I do that from time to time. And I also like that one, but it's not a mineral based, so I'm not including it in today's video. This is one that I've done a review on. I've used it in previous Get Ready With Me videos. So today I'm going to stick to just the loose minerals. So you can get the Bare Minerals Get Started Kit. It comes with two formulas, the original and then the matte, which is more for oily skin. The original is for normal to dry skin. The original has a mica mineral, which gives the skin a nice luminous glow, but it's not a glow where it looks radiant and dewy. So even though I do get oily, I can still use this and it's not that bad. Throughout the day, I don't feel like I'm looking too greasy and too shiny, so that's why I like using the original formula. I've talked about the warmth. I have this small one from, I think it came in actually the set that I purchased a couple months ago. This little jar will probably last me more than a year because you need the tiniest amount with minerals, and that's the key. The smallest amount goes the longest way. They have the original mineral veil, which is used to set the makeup. You can use it to set concealer, and I actually use the loose minerals as my under eye concealer, and it doesn't look like I put any product on my under eye area. It doesn't even look cakey. It doesn't look powdery as you would think using a powder under the eyes. It doesn't. It just works so well. Now, I do have a few new things from Bare Minerals that I purchased recently that I would like to include into this video. So a subscriber had said in the comments to my Bare Minerals Bare Pro Liquid Foundation review that I should try the foundation with a primer, the newer primers that they came out with. So I went and picked it up. It's the Bare Minerals Combo Control. I think this is the one that she was telling me about, the Milky Face Primer, the Balance, where it helps absorb any oils in your T-zone or any oily areas, but then it helps sort of keep everything hydrated and balanced everywhere else on the face. So it's not one to completely mattify. They actually, I think they do have one that mattifies the skin, and then they have one that hydrates that has coconut oil in it. So this is the Milky Face Primer Balance. So I'm going to be using that today. And I also want to use the Bare Minerals Invisible Light. And this is the translucent powder in the shade called Glow. And let me take this little plastic off. And it's just a light powder. It has like a soft kind of touch of peach kind of veining through it. And that actually came in a set, this with a little brush. Yes, my brush is kind of wonky because of the way it was packed. But this whole set like this was $20. And you can get it at Ulta. And I'll have it listed down below, the name of the set. So I'm just going to do my makeup and have you guys sort of watch this whole tutorial, but honestly, for me, minerals is the way to go, and it's made the biggest difference in my skin. And when it comes to the minerals, it's just that it's minerals. It's not like other liquid foundations that have pigments suspended in, obviously water is the main component of almost any product, and then it has emulsifiers, thickeners, added ingredients to make a formula complete that may not necessarily be essential to the skin and could be why I was breaking out before, because since I used the minerals and I switched to that, I'm not breaking out anymore. So maybe it's kind of like where the light bulb sort of went off, that maybe it was the products that I was using that was making me have the acne, giving me the blackheads and the clogged pores, because my pores are pretty clear. I mean, you still can see them because pores are pores and you can't get rid of that, but you can actually make your skin look better if you just look at what you're buying, look at the ingredients, do your research. I research ingredients before I purchase a product, and if I try it and don't like it, I do return it. And I try to do my research well in advance before doing that, because I don't like being that person that goes back and returns everything, because I just don't like doing it. But I love the minerals. It's changed my skin for the better, and I couldn't be happier with the results. So I hope that this video will inspire you to give minerals a try. Whether it's Bare Minerals or other mineral brands that you can purchase at Whole Foods, or Jane Iredale or Glow Minerals, which you find those two brands at a dermatologist's office, some medical grade skincare brands that have skincare and also makeup as well. So, there are options out there to have really great skin and also to have really good makeup. So you can have both, and I'm a big fan of that. So without further ado, let's just get into the tutorial. Alright, so I've zoomed you guys in just a little bit. I've turned on my ring light. This is the only source of light that I have besides a very cloudy day. My softbox lights have been packed. I'm on my way out. By the time this video gets up, I am already out of Tennessee. Woo! headed to Colorado. So I'm going to start with the Combo Control, the Milky Face Primer in Balance. I was told about this from a subscriber, so I'm super excited to try it and give it a go. It is oil-free. It's been dermatologist tested, and it's also non-comedogenic. There is no smell to this. It smells clean, but there's not like a fragrance. The fragrance portion of it, I didn't see fragrance listed on the ingredient deck, which I'm a big fan of not using fragrance or any alcohols as much as possible. I try to avoid them as best as I can. That's why I always look at ingredients, and I didn't see any bad ingredients. And this does have dimethicone in it, so it gives it that slip, but it actually makes my face feel incredibly soft, and I think it's supposed to give, I have the box somewhere downstairs or somewhere in this room, but I think it said it's something about leaving a soft kind of velvety powdery finish where it's not going to over dry the skin where you tend to have dryness, but it's just going to help balance the whole complexion and the whole face. So I'm hoping that this actually does work. So I have that all through my face. And today I'm going to do a very light makeup. I'm not going to do the liquid because I've done this in the last couple videos, but I do like the Bare Pro. I'm going to use the original Fairly Light mineral, and I have a video about how to use these correctly, so if you haven't seen that, I will definitely link it. I do like how there's a twist cap here so you can close it and not have to worry about spilling it when you travel. And when I use the minerals, I use the tiniest amount. You guys can see that's the amount that I use to start off with. And I personally like using a soft, very dense brush. This is the Morphe E8, so anything that looks like this would work. I also really like using this brush, the Eco Tools Define. You can use a brush from Bare Minerals, just anything that can pick up product and you can use to buff in things. Even angled brushes like this work really well as well, but I like the E8 because it's smaller. And so I just swirl, and I actually tap off the excess, and then I start slowly buffing it in sections. And the thing is, you have to work in sections and blend this into the skin. And that tiny little bit has done pretty much almost all my face except this cheek here. But that is pretty much how much I would use, and I don't need to layer this on because it actually does have some coverage to it. So when I go back to do the other cheek, this is the amount that I grab, just a tiny, tiny bit. And of course, I don't have a lot of things except for like scarring. I don't actually have blemishes, but if you did have blemishes or anything, then you can go back, add a little bit as you go, and just remember to work it in sections and buff it into the skin until it becomes like skin, and it will not look like powder. If you do this correctly, it actually will look like your skin is just perfected. So if you need a little bit more, just add small, tiny amounts. Like you can barely even see that because this does have pigment to it, and it does build up nicely. For the under eye area, like I said before, I do use the same mineral foundation that I use on my face under the eyes, and this is the Morphe E27 brush that I use to apply it. This is actually a crease brush, but it works well. It's the perfect size. You can use any brush that you want, and again, just a little bit in the cap, swirling it, tapping off the excess, and then just circular motions buffing this into the under eye area. And they have tinted moisturizers. I think it's the Complexion Rescue thing. They have a serum foundation. They have the Bare Pro in the pressed powder. They have the loose like blemish remedy for acne prone skin. So they cater to pretty much every skin type. And they also have tons of colors for every skin tone to be able to pick something out, which I think works for a lot of people. And I like that aspect of the brand. Alright, so I've done my brows off camera because I don't have a mineral-based product to use for the brows. So I would just list it down below what I use. It's in my makeup kit, my travel kit. So that's what I'm using. So it'll be down below if you're interested in that. Now, I need to do some bronzing, and I use the Bare Minerals Warmth. This is the all-over face color. It is a one-shade product. It doesn't come in multiple shades. They do have bronzers and stuff like that that are pressed. I think they're fairly new. But this product has a reddish undertone to it. As you can see, it's very, very potent, the color, and very, very pigmented. So you need the tiniest bit. So that's why I'm saying, like, this jar like this will last me well over a year before I can even finish it. And I don't even think in a year I could finish this. I like to use a big fluffy brush that has a bit of a point to it. This is the Morphe E3 brush, and I just use whatever's in the cap, which in fact is a bit too much. So what I like to do is just place the cap on the product and then just tap so that I can get some of the product to kind of fall. So there's just a little bit less. I like to apply it on the apples of the cheek, and this product is meant to be used all over, unlike other like bronzer type of products. Oops. And as you can see, it just blends in very easily. Like I got a little too much on one side. It just blends very easily, and you can also pat it in if you want. And this is what I do for bronzing day to day, and also I use this color all over like my face lightly, and that could be your blush as well if you want to do like a bronzy look. I've done that plenty of times. And although it's super pigmented, it's not a color that's unflattering. It works really well. All right, so the next step in the routine is to highlight. This is the Bare Minerals Invisible Light in the shade Glow, and it's a light highlighter with some soft peach veining in it. It is very, very soft and natural. It is not going to be a very dewy highlight. It does come with a brush, this whole little set. You can get it at Ulta for, I think it was $20, and so it's not that bad because this will last me a very long time. But you can get this with a pressed translucent powder and like a compact as well. So I'm going to use the brush that it comes with, and I'm just going to lightly go over the tops of my cheekbone, and it's going to give this most softest natural glow. It's not in your face highlight, and it's just really, really soft. I've been wanting to try this for some time, so when I saw that they had this little mini kit, I decided to go pick it up and give it a go. So pretty. Use that same brush to apply some to the tops of the brow bone just to highlight. I'm going to go use my finger to hit the Cupid's bow. Take some and go down my nose. And then you can go around the temples with it. Now, if you're running out of time, you could just use something like this all over the lids with some mascara, and that would be a really pretty look as well. It gives you just a soft kind of glow, and it just blends in with your skin. It doesn't look like you have like a stripe of highlighter. It's very natural and just very soft and dewy. I'm really, really enjoying that highlighter. It's really pretty actually, and so soft. You can actually use something like this just lightly all over if you like a radiant glow, because it's such a fine look to it. It's not sparkly. It's not, I'm not picking up any like chunks of glitter in it or anything that would make it look kind of unnatural. Like, it's really, really nice. And that's my first time using that. So far, first impressions, that's a go. I do have a blush from Physicians Formula, and this is part of their mineral wear. So it's got minerals in it. It's talc free and has an SPF 30. This is in the shade called Natural, and I love this. It's very, very flattering, so that's what I'm going to use today for my blush. And I'm going to use an Eco Tools brush. This is the Define brush, and just a little bit of this right on the apples of the cheek. Now for eyeshadow, to keep it simple, I'm going to just use a tiny bit of my warmth just to add some definition into the crease, and then I'm going to just do some mascara and call it a day. I wanted to use products that you can still get, because some of the eyeshadows that I have, like the loose ones that I've had from kits and stuff, you have to get the kit or you can't find them anymore. So I want to use things that you can actually find. I'm tapping off the excess out of the cap using a crease brush. This is the Morphe M441 brush. And I'm just going to lightly go into the crease. And I'm barely touching my skin with the brush, just enough to create some depth and dimension. And then for a touch of something soft and shimmery, I'm going to go back into that highlight, and I'm just going to add just a little bit of this right onto my lids. And I'm using a MAC 239 brush for that. And then I'm going to do some mascara, and that will be the entire eye look. So easy, I told you guys. And I'm going to apply my mascara off camera, and for my lips, I'm going to use one of the Buxom glosses. This is in the shade called Trixie. This is so pretty. It's a really shimmery, peachy pink color. Goes with everything. Perfect for summertime. It's got a bit of a minty kind of tingle, which is nice. It's not very painful. If you are sensitive to tingly things, it's not painful at all. And I actually really like it. And they come in tons of different colors. They have liquid lipsticks, regular lipsticks, they have glosses. They make so many different lip products, so you're bound to find something that suits your preferences as far as color and formula. But this is really nice because it feels kind of like a cooling, kind of pepperminty feel on the lips. So I'm going to do my mascara and then I'll meet you back. Alright, so here is the completed look with the mascara and all of the products. As you guys can see, it's very soft and very natural, and this is what I like to wear. Believe it or not, even though I do sometimes tutorials with lots of colors and, you know, lots of warm tones, which I love wearing, I like also doing very soft, like no makeup types of looks, although this is definitely wearing makeup. But it's actually things that I feel like complement my skin and make my skin look pretty good, and I know when I rinse this off at the end of the day that I'm not going to have any issues with my skin because of these products, and I've enjoyed them very, very much. So here's your close-up of everything. Alright, so the tutorial portion is complete. This is the look that I decided to go for today. Very soft and very natural. Very light because I have some last minute things that I need to do because I am in the sort of transitioning phase from going from Tennessee to Colorado. And so I've got a very busy day, and I didn't want to wear too much makeup, but that doesn't mean that because you use minerals or watch this tutorial that this is the only look that you can get, because Bare Minerals and other mineral brands make lots of smoky eyeshadow colors, palettes that you can do colorful looks with, and also very natural warm tones. You can definitely do all of that using mineral-based products. I don't necessarily stick to just mineral products around my eyes. I use all kinds of different brands, but as far as like things that I put on my face, I like to use minerals most of the time. And I have seen, like I said before, lots of good results with my skin. It's not breaking me out. It feels like nothing. Like I feel like I haven't put anything on my face. I can definitely tell that I'm wearing mascara because you can kind of tell and feel it, but I don't actually feel anything on my skin. And that's the biggest thing. Like, it's made a big difference in my skin. So I hope that this video kind of inspires you to try minerals, or at least give them a go and see what you think. And if you have issues with acne or any problem with skin, I know it can be hard to do the less is more because you want to cover it up, but you may be surprised by trying minerals or using a little bit less, just lighter layers of makeup, that it might actually improve your skin, and it could very well do that for you. It certainly has done that for me, and I just wanted to pass that along and kind of share with you guys my experience with the minerals. I will list all the products that I used for today's tutorial down in the description box. I will also list a few other products that are from mineral brands or mineral-based products that I like as well. I have another primer that seems to be pretty good. I will list the foundation, the new primer that I used today, and their original Prime Time as well, and other Bare Minerals products that I didn't use in today's video. I will have them listed down below for any reference if you want to know what my favorite products are so far from the Bare Minerals brand. So if you have any minerals that you like, any specific products that you'd like to share with me in the comment section, I look forward to hearing from you. And also share your experience with minerals. I'd love to hear how minerals have worked for you in the past. So I hope that you found this video helpful. Thank you so much for spending some of your day here with me. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos in the future. And for those of you who've been here watching my videos and supporting it, I always want to say thank you at the end of my videos because you guys mean the world to me, and I appreciate you guys so much for being here, spending some of your day with me. I hope that you enjoyed it as much as I did making it, and I will talk to you guys very, very soon. Bye-bye.